Today's Democrat Party is held hostage by haters, absolute haters, left-wing haters, angry mobs, deep state radicals, and their fake news allies. Those people are the best. They're the best allies they've got. I mean, you look at the Washington Post or the New York Times, I can never get a good story. I mean, you look at this horrible thing that took place today. It's really, is it subversion? Is it treason? It's a horrible thing. Even, you know the good thing about that? Even liberals that hate me say, that's terrible what they did. And it is really terrible. You know, when I won the election, the New York Times, all their subscribers were leaving. And when I'm ultimately no longer president in hopefully about 6.5 years from now, the New York Times will go out of business. All of them will be out of business. CNN will be out of business. They're almost out of business now if you look at their ratings. They're close to out of business. But they'll be out of business. But the New York Times, you remember, it was very famous. Nobody's ever seen it before. Maybe never done before. They apologized for their bad coverage of me. They apologized to their subscribers because after I won, everyone said, what the hell happened? What happened? We're reading this piece of garbage, and the guy that they kill every day, he won. So they wrote, does anybody remember? There was a very big story. They wrote an apology to their subscribers to stop the flow of people leaving and giving up their subscription to the New York Times. And it was quite amazing to watch. And, you know, honestly, for 2 weeks, they really covered me well. And then it began. And then it got worse and worse and worse. And now we've reached an all-time level. The level of hatred is quite great, but that's okay. On the way over here, I saw a liberal pundit. He was filled with anger, and he was attacking me and our great administration. We have great people. I'll tell you, the White House is really working good. They had, my wife put out a tweet today. Did you see that she doesn't do this. She put out a tweet. They had me stomping around, screaming with anger up in my area of the White House, where I live with my wife and son, Barron. They had me screaming, shouting like a lunatic. And I had a television. I said, what are they saying? I had 6 people in my office. I was in the Oval Office. And we were having a talk on trade. Actually, it happened to be trade with Canada. They were telling me what's happening. And they said, sir, you're not up there screaming and ranting and raving. You're here talking. That's how dishonest it's become. But I asked a young, bright staffer of mine, why are they so filled with this much hatred? Why? Our country's thriving, jobs are booming, prosperity is soaring, and the future has never looked brighter.